Alright, so this is my Ford Ranger. It's a 2005. It's pretty clean. And it has a blown engine. Not sure if I can get this. See if you can see it. Maybe through the wheel well. Oh yeah. Here's a good old Uncle Rodney exit. The frame itself's in pretty clean shape. I mean, got some minor rust, but it's nothing too crazy. And I'm gonna put this in it. So this is a Vortec 4200, as made famous by Calvin Nelson and his father. And there's a cylinder head for it. So I'm going to be taking the pistons out of this thing soon and giving our little dingle ball hone, doing the ring gap and whatnot. And then I'm going to be mating this to it. So this is a BMW 7-speed dual clutch transmission. So essentially I have an MTech Motorsports adapter plate to convert the Vortec over to a 4L80 style transmission. And then from there I have an adapter on the dual clutch to change it over to a GM style transmission. And they both bolt together nicely. I've already tested that. I just have to make the spline adapter. So essentially, let's put this thing up in the air real quick. Alright. Not going to stand under it while it's that high up, but you can see it. It's got the splines here. And I need to get a female side onto this. So I started by taking apart dual mass flywheel. Pretty much just need this. This I'll probably throw away. I had ideas for it, but I think I'm going to throw it away. And then this is going to get centered. I'm going to build something with a 3D printer to start, get it kind of close, and get double check all the measurements in CAD, and then send it out to get cut real time. And that adapter will convert the 8 lug over to this. I'll have multiple bolts here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 bolts there, and I could use the small ones if I really want. And these are alignment dowels. So I'll be putting an alignment dowel on it, and then yeah, that'll go there. There's one other way I can do it, but I don't want to share that method yet until either I explore that option or give up on it. One or the other. I just don't want to waste the time explaining it unless it gets done. And then I got a starter adapter here, courtesy of Calvin. And the starter adapter uses a Chevy mini starter. And that clears, as far as I can tell. I won't know until I try it, I guess. But that clears, where is it? Right here. It's this section of the transmission that it would hit the snout with if you were using a factory 4200 starter. So, yeah. But yeah, that's what I'm working on. Oh, and then, you know, there's more goodies over here. This is a NP149 transfer case. So it's legitimate all-wheel drive, has a viscous coupler, it's full-time all-wheels. So I'll have to make sure I run a equal set of tires and whatnot, and that the front drive shaft is connected, except for, I think they say you can occasionally use it on the dyno, but otherwise it should always be connected. But either way, that'll split the torque up 38% to the front, 62% to the rear. and make for a good time. So all of that going into a Ranger. I'm going to be calling it the WeeRX. And, you know, because it's a kind of like a TRX, WeeRX. Yeah, I know, it's stupid. It's also called the Stranger, and it's also called, oh, I forgot what the last one was. A friend of mine gave it to me. It'll come to me, I think. But anyway, Project Stranger or the WeeRX, those are the best that I got right now. And essentially what I'm going to do to get the T-case to work, and I'll drop this down. Okay. Essentially how I'm going to get the T-case to work is I have a 32 spline. I took the NP149, I sent it out to the input shaft out to this company called BC Innovate, and they convert the 27 spline over to a 32 spline. In this case, this is the 27 spline input. The 32 is somewhere, but anyway, you don't even really need to see it for that matter. But the 32 spline adapter on the input of the transmission, oh, there it is. It's right next to it. There it is. Yeah, that's the 32 spline. So with this 32 spline input to the transmission, I can use the stubby output shaft of a 4L80E four-wheel drive, and what that will give me is a nice flat face to mate up to this. And this is the BMW Guibo, or a BMW Guibo goes here, or it's also called a Driveshaft flex disc. But this 3-bolt pattern will go to the Guibo, and then there's another opposite 3-bolt pattern that will go to the stub tube, which goes into that. So I'll essentially have a divorce transfer case, even though it'll be very close. They'll be very close to each other. It will still be a divorce transfer case. This has been already tested in the car, but not with this engine. And this engine is significantly longer than an LS. So, I mean, this whole setup here, I'm not tall, I'm 5'7", and this whole setup here is, yeah, it's pretty tall. And we haven't even added the transfer case yet. So, yeah, it's going to get pretty big. But that's what I've been working on. I sold my truck. It was kind of like time to go with it. It was a great truck, but also I've had it for many years. And while it's been a fun little rolling experiment, I was just ready to get into something else. And I know if I owned it, I would never stop working on it, trying to make it faster or repair it, because I tried making it faster and broke it. So I figured it was time to throw in the towel on it, let someone else enjoy it. The new owner loves it. So, you know, all the power to him. He's having a fun time with it, surprising people. But yeah, I want to take this whole thing apart, clean it all out really good. I even have bearings for it. I don't know why. I'm just a lunatic and I buy stuff. And yeah, I just want to make sure it's fresh. Treat it nice. At least this first go around. If I screw it up, then pretty much it'll be junkyard dog from that point forward. But yeah, and then controlling all... Oh, I got a brand new oil pan for like $35 off of Rock Auto. That was pretty cool. I'll be modifying one so I can do a dry sump. That's the other thing. It's pretty well known that the oiling systems on these aren't the greatest, so I'm going to be doing a dry sump. I really want as flat of an oil pan as I can get, so I feel like that's the best way to go about doing it. I still want the mounts for the the front differential. So that's what I have. So this is my old one here. But I have the front differential right back there. The factory exhaust manifold, I'll be converting that over to a turbo manifold. And yeah, let me show you the next thing. And this is the turbo. It's a billet wheel 7978 from VS Racing. Ran this in my truck for about a year. It did great. Ran 1102 at 124 miles an hour with a 5,300 pound truck. It's a lot of turbo for a 4200, but yeah, and this is all the crap in the Volvo. All the stuff has to get gone through, get thrown away or whatever. I think the Volvo is just going to become a full-blown drag car because the interior is really not in as good of shape as I hoped it was. So clean it up a little bit, full-blown drag car. If you don't need it, delete it, that type of deal. But just figured I'd show you what's been going on at the house lately. I've been very busy with work, but I have been doing stuff in the background, just not really recording it. So expect to see some more, especially once I get, everything bolted up and together with the engine and transfer case. I'm hoping once I get all that done, I can get that thing in the Ranger, mounts built in like a weekend. So that'd be really cool. But all right, that's it for now. Thanks.